nami, Jehova Yahweh, pamoja nami, Jehova Yahweh, pamoja nami, Jehova, Jehova, ahadi zako nitazishikilia milele milele, pamoja nami, kamwe hutaniacha, Jehova, Jehova, ahadi zako nitazishikilia milele milele, pamoja nami, kamwe hutaniacha. Umeahidi utaniongoza katika mito, haitanigarikisha, na kwenye moto mimi sitateketea. Mwaminifu kwa ahadi zako zote, umeahidi atakuongoza katika mito, haitakugarikisha, na kwenye moto hautateketea. Ni mwaminifu kwa ahadi zake zote. Jehova, ahadi zako nitazishikilia milele milele, pamoja nami, kamwe hutaniacha. Jehova, Jehova, ahadi zako nitazishikilia milele milele, pamoja nami, kamwe hutaniacha. Wakati nahisi peke yangu, ninapohisi wewe upo mbali nami, ninapohofu kama Petro ninazama, ninapokumbuka ahadi zako Jehova. Wakati nahisi peke yangu, ninapohisi wewe upo mbali nami, ninapohofu kama Petro ninazama, ninapokumbuka ahadi zako Jehova. Jehova, ahadi zako nitazishikilia milele milele, pamoja nami, kamwe hutaniacha. Jehova, ahadi zako nitazishikilia milele milele, pamoja nami, kamwe hutaniacha. Jehova yupo. Moto kitandani, Jehova yupo na anaona, nipenda ameaga, Jehova yupo na anaona, wamekufuta kazi, Jehova yupo na anaona, biashara kazoroteka, Jehova anaona, umefungiwa nyumba, Jehova yupo na anaona, karo ya shule hauna, Jehova yupo na anaona, mchumba haujapata, Jehova yupo na anaona, wakuitawe tasa, ndoa imefutika, Jehova anaona. Jehova, ahadi zako nitazishikilia, Jehova, ahadi zako nitazishikilia, Jehova, ahadi zako nitazishikilia. Jehovah yupo, Jehovah yupo. Welcome to our program, our Friday show. It's Beacon of Hope, our Friday talk show. And once again, it's your host, Councillor Elizabeth Kang'ethe, Mrs. Bishop BK. I am here tonight with another show, and I'm inviting you all. Thank you so much to all those who are joining us, because tonight there is a lot of inspiration, there's a lot of motivation, there's a lot of teaching. So I'm just urging you, if you're here tonight, kindly share, invite somebody, let parents, let young adults come and learn, because I know there's a lot for each one of us. It's not just for parents, it's not just for teenagers, it's for each one of us. And particularly, you know yourselves, our community. My guest tonight is loaded. She has a lot. I have learned a lot myself, and that is why I thought, hey, it's the high time that we come and learn, we come and share we come and hear this, because a lot happens out there. And unless we get this from the experts, unless we hear from those people who have been there, we get lost. The word of God says that my people perish because of lack of knowledge. And how shall we learn if we are not taught? So tonight, just before we start, I always remind you, and whenever I see something good, I don't like people to be left behind. Tap, tap. Are you sending support back home? Are you sending money to your loved ones back in Kenya? Tap, tap is the latest way. Tap, tap has the highest rate of exchange. Tap, tap is easy. Just download and you get £10 on your first transaction if you use my promotion code LEASE254. Tap, tap.
Niajiwase. TapTap Send Money Transfer has launched its app in Kenya. Send money to M-Pesa and Kenyan bank accounts. Send money quickly at the best rate. Hassle-free. Available in the UK, France, Italy, Spain, Netherlands, Belgium and Germany. Tumakitu.
Yes, Tumakitu. Once again, my viewers, is your host on your Friday Beacon of Hope Special Edition, where we bring different topics, where we are inspired, where we are motivated, where we learn. And tonight is not different. We have got a very, very special talk. And this talk is on drug and alcohol awareness, prevention and awareness. Why would this be happening? There's a lot happening out there, yet we do not know. And that is why in my show, I always try to get those professionals. If you tell me today to talk about drug and alcohol awareness, I have no clue. Talk to me about teaching. But my lady, my friend, my sister tonight is in that line, is in that profession. And that is why tonight I would like you to welcome. As you share, as you invite, I'm waiting because I want her to come in and find this place is loaded. Please, those of us who can join us on YouTube, just go to Beacon of Hope Beacon, Beacon of Hope Beacon. Invite friends, invite families. Let our children, let our people learn. So, who is this special lady that I'm bringing tonight? She's a very dear lady to me, my sister, my good friend for many years. You know, I can open up my heart to her. She can open up her heart to me. And I'm not bringing that friendship here. I am bringing the professionalism in her. And who other than my friend Lucy Githinji. Good evening.
Hello. Good evening, Mrs. BK.
It's good to see you.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Lucy Githinji. How are you doing, my sister?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Are you enjoying the weather?
I am. It's very hot.
It's no complaints. We have had enough of the cold. Okay, would you like to introduce yourself? Because I just said my sister, my friend, Mrs. Githinji. Who is this lady? Please kindly take it on and introduce yourself, Lucy.
Yeah, thank you, Mrs. BK, Kasola, Mayor. You have so many names. Thank you for inviting me to this great show where we empower one another. As you have said in your introduction, you call people who are going to help one another because you know, that is what you've been called by God to do. So my names are Lucy Githinji, and I'm a married lady. I have 2 children, 2 daughters, and you know them very well. And the younger one, you have done tutoring for her. So I'm so grateful for that. And you always know that I'm always saying that wherever I go with my counselor, I go with my mayor, because obviously we live in the same area. And yeah, so you are one of the community people, and we have seen the great work you have done. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucy. Thank you. It's good to hear this. And obviously, I do tell people whenever we come here, we also come with our Christian values. So Lucy is also a church leader somewhere. She's going to talk about that later. You know, fellowshipping in one of our churches here in the mainstream Presbyterian church where I grew up. I love my church. And Reverend Jesse Munyoroku, my brother, I know he's going to slap me now. Yeah, so Lucy, we go straight to the topic tonight because I'm sure people are waiting, people are eager to hear, people are eager to learn. I just said I cannot talk about this topic on drugs. I cannot talk about this topic on alcohol because that's not my line. All I know is what I read in the books, but you are in that line. Why? Before we go to this, why are you passionate about drug and alcohol prevention awareness? Why do you want us to talk about this? Can you tell us, please?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Why I'm very passionate about this, because this is my line of work, and I find a lot of drug and alcohol issues in my line as I work as a community integrated clinical lead nurse. So in my work, I deal with a lot of people who have issues with alcohol and drugs and mental health illness. And so because I see this in everyday life, I feel it is the right time to come and talk to our people. And like you said, I'm a Christian, and so I know it is important even as Christian to talk about these issues, because they don't only face the people who are not Christians, they face even the Christians. Even in the churches, we need to know these things. And also, I come from Kenya, although at the moment I'm living in the UK. So it is a community talk. And so I know the people in Kenya, people here in the UK, in the United States of America, because I know there are people tuning in there. I know they are going to benefit because we are all of one community. And that's why I'm passionate about it, because I work in this field and I have a lot of knowledge and skills, and I know most of the things like you're saying, we've been talking about, and you've told me, oh, I never knew that. And you're saying, I wish my community can hear this. And I think that's why you planned for this to happen. And God bless you.
Definitely. Thank you. Such a beautiful introduction that Lucy, originally from Kenya, lives in the UK. That is the field where she works, and so very, very passionate about this because she has seen it all firsthand. Just like you asked me most things about education. I'm in education. If you ask me, I'll tell you where we fail, what we need to do as parents. So Lucy, here we go. This is a very, very dear topic to you, and actually to most young parents. You did talk to me earlier on because we've had a chat, and you said most of the parents do not know what is happening behind closed doors. Most of the young adults are involved in drugs, and even parents, young parents. So first of all, can you tell us the definition of drugs? Because we just say, when I'm going to the hospital, the doctor tells me, can you get the drugs from the pharmacist? So the definition of drugs, please.
Yeah, thank you. I'm going to make this very simple because I want us to understand. We are not going to bring our medic hat here. So I'm going to bring it to the layman's understanding. And the definition of drug is something put into that body, into your body, and makes changes in the way the mind and the body works. What do I mean by that? Like you've said, when we get unwell, we go to the doctors, they give us medication. So the medication you take, it makes some changes, either for the better or for the worse. And so when we are talking about drugs that are substance misuse, so you'll see that it makes the body worse instead of better. But when we go to the doctor, we get the paracetamols, we get the high blood pressure medication, the diabetes medication. That is to make our body good. So that is the definition of the drug. It's something put in your body, and then it brings changes to how your body works.
Something that is put in your body, and it brings changes either for the better or the negative side. So this is very, very important that people understand that a drug is anything that is put in your body. It could be through drinks, it could be through insertions, it could be whatever, but anything that goes into your body, let us put it this way, goes into your body and brings changes in maybe the way you think, the way you behave, the way, absolutely wonderful. Now we know that it's anything, a drug. It could be anything that is put or inserted or goes into your body and changes. Right. That is a very, very clear and very, very easy definition. And like we said, remember, we are not all in your profession. So please don't use those jargons. This was a very, very simple and clear definition. Now, can you give us, we'll go straight to why we are here, some of the possible indications of drug use or misuse, please?
Yeah, thank you. And Counselor, I see that you are understanding very well, so you are catching it, and I'm hoping that your viewers, the people tuned in, can understand as well, because that's why we are here.
And
So
can I, before you proceed, can I please advise the viewers, if you're here and you've got an issue, you've got a concern, you've got a question, you've got a comment, use the chat there. And if my sister is able to answer any of the questions, here we go, we will answer. So please don't just sit there and think, oh, I think this one, I think we can add this, I think I can ask any question regarding this topic. If you are able to answer, if the question is too deep for my sister, she will just refer you to the right place. But whatever she's able to answer, please feel free to ask. So let's go. Possible indications of drug use or misuse.
Yeah, thank you. So it is good as parents, as family members, as a community, as church people, to know the symptoms that you'll be able to see in someone and be able to tell they're taking drugs, because that's where we go as parents or as the community. People will start taking drugs, but because you don't know what to look for, then they end up becoming addicted. But that's why we are here, so that we can help one another, so that we can know those indications. So the first one I'll start with is change of behavior. We know very well that you see somebody has started changing their behavior. They were very well-mannered, or they were very calm, and they were very straightforward, but all of a sudden they've started having some behaviors that you don't understand. So that is one. I'm not going to explain so much, but I'm just going to mention them. The next one is they'll start behaving secretly. So you see somebody was straightforward, but all of a sudden they're hiding things from you. They are very secret in everything they are doing. And although we are using young people, let us remember that even as a wife, as a husband, as a cousin, as a nephew, as a grandchild, these behaviors can be in any one of us. So when we are talking, we are not only talking about people who have young people. We are talking about all of us, because we have a responsibility to our community. So if you see, like I have said, about change of behavior, and I have said about someone behaving strangely or secretively, start thinking, why is the person changing? Then the other one is aggression. Most of the people, when they're taking drugs, they become aggressive for no apparent reason. So a child or somebody goes out, and then by the time they're coming back, they're coming with so much aggression. You know, sometimes they just want to hide what's going on. Yeah. And so they will come in, they don't want you to ask them. And then there is, because they want to come and go straight to their room. So if you see somebody, if it's a husband or a wife, you see there's aggression. And people, is good to note that when you hear even about domestic violence, sometimes it's because there's maybe drug involved in it. So drug can make you aggressive. Then you see somebody changing friends. So if you see somebody is changing friends, then start thinking, why are they changing friends? Because maybe they have formed another group of friends who are taking drugs. Yeah. So be mindful when you see your people or your church members that you know they were with so and so as a friend, all of a sudden they have fallen out. So be mindful and keep an eye on that. The other one is you see people having a lot of money. Drug business has a lot of money. So you see someone in designer clothing, nice cars, and living posh life. Start wondering, I haven't given this child money. The child is not working. Where are they getting this money? And please, for the young parents, like you said, it's good to be mindful, because you sent your child with only pocket money to school, but all of a sudden they are coming with Nike, with the designer clothing. Just wonder, where is this money coming from? And the other one is lack of money. So you can have a lot of money and all lack of money. Why? Drug is very expensive. Counselor, when people are using drugs, they spend so much money because it's expensive. Yeah? So it's good to know that, okay, you give somebody money and then they're saying, oh, I didn't even have my lunch, you know, or they're in uni and they're telling you my money has run out. Start finding out, what are you using the money for? You understand? And then loss of coordination. So when people come back home, yeah, especially for you young mothers, and also the people with young people, just be mindful how they are coming in, you know, because sometimes they come in with, they are struggling, you know, like someone when they are drunk, they come in, they are struggling, they are falling over. And I was talking to other people and I was telling them, since we are not police to tell them, start with one leg, I see whether you are drunk. So you as a parent, you will see that this is not the child who left. This is somebody else who has come. So be mindful if you see they're losing their concentration. Then somebody was sleeping well and they were okay. They were not oversleeping, but all of a sudden they've become very sleepy. So that's why, because sometimes when you take drugs, you feel just to sleep. Some medication just make you feel to sleep. Others, they took drugs all night. So during the day, they want to sleep. So be mindful of that. The other one is inability to sleep. You see, many people are not able to sleep. And you are wondering, why is your sleep pattern changes? And most of these things I'm talking about is the things that we face day to day. When someone comes to me for an assessment, those are the kind of things I check. And I check how, all these things, whether they have them. Because if they are taking 1 or 2 or 3, then I'll know maybe they're taking drugs. So if you see someone is sleeping too much, someone is not sleeping, and I know that many people can identify with things like even, we call it mira back home, but in English it's called cat. And you see they're just chewing it all night or all day because they don't want to sleep. And so you will wonder, is that person chewing cat or not? So it's good to know. The other one is people lose interest in self-appearance. So someone was very smart. All of a sudden now they are not caring about themselves and they're just walking about their life without any worrying or concerned about how they look. So be concerned. Why is this person changing their appearance? The other one is criminality. Counselor, I know in schools, when you are in school, you saw maybe police coming all the time, because somebody has been reported. So if you see your child every day, the police are knocking your door, the police has been to school because they want to investigate about your child. Start knowing, why are you getting involved in these criminal activities? Because sometimes when people start getting involved with drugs, there's a lot of criminal activities. And that's why these kind of topics, I thank you, Counselor, for bringing them to our people so that we can be able to understand. Because we have seen that there's so many deaths because of knife crime, or people gunning one another. And most of these things are related to either gang members or drugs. Yeah. So if you see there's a lot of the police are coming or the child has become more, there's a lot of criminal activities, just be mindful and start thinking what's going on here. The other one is trouncing. Trouncing is, I know when you are a teacher, people miss classes. The parents send the child to school, but the child is not going to school. They get to the gate, then they disappear. And then you are calling the parent and you're saying, so and so didn't arrive. So as a parent, I should wonder, why is my child refusing to go to school? As well, if someone is working and all of a sudden they just want to sleep, they just want to hide themselves in the room, they don't want to do anything, start wondering, why is that? Because some of these drugs, they make you feel lazy, you don't want anything, you just want to lie there and be in your own zone. Because remember, we say the drug can change your mind as well and how you behave. So sometimes you just feel you are in another continent where we are not, so you'll be thinking of your own things that, and so it becomes very difficult. The other one is, as parents, I always advise, and I know my children always say that, oh, we didn't know that you are coming to our room to search. For parents, it's good to search your children's rooms because you find equipments such as actual drugs. So you can find drugs, you can find some tin foils, you can find some pipes, you can find some large amount of money. So when you go to a child's room, please be mindful, watchful. I'm not saying that you become the investigator or you infringe their privacy. No, but these people are under our roofs, and we are doing this to help them. So you just explain to the child that I have to be popping in and out of your room to see what's happening, because most of this clothing is us who wash, isn't it? We are the ones who clean these rooms. Even if sometimes we tell them clean your room, we still have the sole responsibility. Right? So it's good you make sure that you're going to these places and see it, whether you can see anything that is not supposed to be there. You even smell, sometimes you will smell. You see some small bags, then start finding out, why is this? In their pockets or even in the room, there's a lot of money lying around. So that is another indication of telling you that this person might be taking drugs. Saying all that, all those ones I've given you as the possible indication someone is taking drugs, please note, when young people are growing up, there is body changes. And so I'll say this statement. It is good to remember that many signs and symptoms are just signs of normal teenage behavior. So don't see your child growing and you start saying, oh, you're taking drugs. No, because they're going to start fighting with you and saying, why are you blaming me? And you know, in this country, they say, I have a right. You can't, claim that I'm taking something when I'm not. But just be mindful what you're doing. And if you see any of this, just know how to approach. And like you said, that's why we have professionals where parents can feel comfortable, maybe to contact them and find advice. And those are the ones I can give for now for possible.
Wow. Just like one of the viewers, Faith Charity comments, well-researched topic. Well done, Mrs. Gevenji. Now, I'm just sitting here and I'm marveled. I did tell people that whenever I bring people on my show, I make sure that they're the professionals. This is not my line. And to be honest, I am learning too. I tell you that in my show, Beacon of Hope is where we motivate, we empower, we inspire, and we teach. I think all these are happening right now because we need to know, either as parents, as husbands and wives, because look, drugs, anybody can be teenagers, can be young people, can be husbands, can be wives even. I have got a question just before you continue. Somebody is asking, do drugs affect all ages, or are there age groups that are prone to this? Because that's your profession and you see all these people,
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. It's a very good question. The drugs affect anyone. Any time in your life, it can affect. And the worst thing is, especially for us professionals, when someone comes to you and you ask them, when did you start taking drugs? And they'll say, even at the age of below 10. And you're thinking, that child was in somebody's house. How did this start? So they can start as young as they can, and they can start as old as they can. As we go ahead, we are going to see why even another person that is able. And thank you, Counselor. Again, I'll keep thanking you because like you said, you are a counselor, and in your constituency or in your area, it's good to know this so that when you're interacting with people, you can be able to advise people what to do in case you hear people coming to you and they're saying, I'm worried about my child and all that. And then you can ask them, what have you observed? And if they can tell you a few of those ones I've mentioned, you'll be able to tell them, please seek medical advice. So it is very, very good. Also for the church leaders, I know that we have church leaders with us. It's good for them as well, as they are observing their people in the church. It's good as well to be observant. It's not because we want to be bad to them, but we will help them, because the earlier we detect, the better it becomes. Thank you.
Wow. I'm just reading some of the comments here, and like I said, I'm marveled. It's such a beautiful topic. I've seen one of my viewers, my sister Catherine Jenga, Mama God says, I am a grandma and I also need this awareness, because she knows it's not just for one person. We all need this. And my darling Bishop is right here. He's listening. He's saying, what a beautiful topic. Now, viewers, for those of you who have just joined us, I'm joined in my show tonight by Mrs. Lucy Gevenji, who is in that line where I cannot even go anywhere near. I cannot touch. I don't have a single iota of the knowledge and the information that she has. Right now, she has given what she has been talking about right now is the possible indications of drug use. And to be honest, the things that I've had, I'm marveled. Things like lots of money, behaving secretly, change in behavior, all sorts of oversleeping or not even getting enough sleep, loss of interest in self-appearance. They don't care anymore. Criminality, truancy in schools, all this. And remember what Mrs. Gevenji has said. If your child is a teenager and you notice some of these things, don't be quick enough to judge, because some of them, like wanting to sleep too much, could be through the changes in the body. Some of the teenagers like oversleeping. They think that's a cool thing to do. So be careful. Now, Mrs. Gevenji has advised us, if you have got young people, frequent their rooms. Even though you don't even need to tell them that you're going there, even when they're not there. Check their school bags, check their uniforms. It's very important, because we better have these preventive measures early enough, my dears. Knowledge, we need to know all this, honestly. And I see my sister, Regina Mombi, watching all the way from Kenya. Invite the rest of the people. Kindly, if you are here, can I kindly request you, share if you click on your share button, you will have invited so many other people, because Mrs. Gevenji would like to disseminate this information to as many people as possible. I am only a channel that she is using, but I found out that this information needs to be heard, especially by our community. It's not just those who are in diaspora. Our community, things have changed. Things are evolving every single day. So we have had and again, my viewers, our topic tonight is drugs and alcohol prevention awareness by Mrs. Gevenji, who is a professional in that line. Now, we have just had, first of all, for those of you who missed, and I would like you to go revisit, we were given the definition of drugs. It's anything that goes into your body, and that one made me feel this is it. And then the possible indications that anybody is into drugs. Now, would you like to tell us, Mrs. Gevenji, why? Because, okay, you told one of the viewers asked, who are the people who are most prone, and you said it could be both adults and young people, but the teenagers or the younger generation. Why? The question here that I would like to ask, why are young people, why do they mainly use drugs? Let us first look at the young people. Why do you think, what are some of the major reasons why they use drugs? Over to you.
Thank you, Councillor. And thank you for telling people to share. And it's not only about the UK, it's all over the world. Because as we are speaking now, I can see my brother-in-law, who is all the way from the land of Somalia. So
well
I've been watched far and wide from Somalia.
And watching from Kenya, from US, I can see. I even have a friend from Australia watching right now, Melbourne.
Yeah, so that's very good, because we are all going to help one another. So why would somebody be using drugs? Yeah, and like you said, the question was, is it old, is it young, is any age? Why is that? Because sometimes even if you're old, especially like us who are growing old, right, we tend to have aches and pains, or you've broken a bone, you've broken your hip, you're doing something, and especially the work we do here, we break our backs or we harm our backs. And then, so what happens is that the doctor starts you with painkillers, right? So these painkillers are very good in the beginning, but see, people can be addicted to them. You understand? So dependency is one of the reasons why somebody can be using drugs. So because you started as a good, and that's why we said the drug is something that you put in your body and it changes maybe your mind or your body, how it works. So first of all, that painkiller was for good, but now it has turned to be a dependent. And you see people are unable to leave the painkillers. They'll be going to the GP, and GP, obviously, they monitor. They'll be saying, no, I can't give you any more. But the person will be there insisting. So be mindful, because when you see that you're needing that painkiller every minute, when you have a headache, it's like how we take the tea. And especially us from Kenya, we say, I'm addicted to tea, or coffee. And if I haven't drank tea or coffee, I cannot function that day. That's dependency. So yeah, so drug can be
water now.
So water is good. Be dependent on water. The other thing is, some of us, the way we are wired or the way we are created, we have the dependency traits in us. Yeah. So if you know your child, and that's why we are saying, let's know our children or our family members. If we know that they are prone to be dependent on anything, right? Even when you go to the doctors and you're asking for that painkillers, remember to say the person can be dependent. When you come to me, I'll first of all find, are you dependent on, or do you have that dependency behavior or character? Because then the medication that we give you, we need to monitor it. We'll say it is only for a specific period of time, and we withdraw it, because the more you continue, that person becomes dependent on it. Wow. So dependency, it can be from a young age, or a person having dependency issue, or an old age. And that's why I said there's no age limit with dependency. The other one is confidence. Why do people take drugs? Some of them want to be confident. Like now I'm coming to this show. It's very stressful, provoking, and anxiety provoking. So what people will tend to do.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
you're doing it so well, by the way. You're not intimidating.
Yeah. So what people do, if they have, and especially nowadays, we are doing Zoom and Teams and all that, and everything you're presenting like this. So it's very stress provoking, and it can bring a lot of anxiety. Then people say, for me to be calm, they look for that drug.
Wow.
They look for a drug because some drugs makes you feel chilled out and calm.
For a time.
Yeah, but people forget it's just for a specific time. So confidence makes people take. Some people are in high profile job. Yeah, some people are in very good jobs, but those jobs are very high demand. They have high demand. So you see people from those communities or from those groups needing to take a lot of drugs. Also, the young people, they lack confidence. Yeah. So at home, if you see your child doesn't have confidence, doesn't want to engage with people outside, they don't want to talk in front of people. And I tell people, especially in my church, like you said, that I belong to a Presbyterian church, we encourage young people to take part in the church, because that's where they start building their confidence. They lead the church, they preach to us, and they do everything that we can do. Because when you build up your confidence in them, from a younger age, you will not need drugs to help you. Also, some people, when they are going to meet friends, when they are going out, you see them taking drugs because they want to have that confidence. So confidence is another thing that people may use, and it may make people take drugs. The other one is lack of knowledge. And thank you, counselor, because of bringing this topic to people so that they can have the knowledge, because knowledge is power. And so when people are empowered, it will be better for them. It will be better for the community. It will be better for our children. So lack of knowledge is bad, because especially people, and yesterday we were talking and we saw that message from, I think it was from Kenya, where parents are being warned, that please make sure that your children will not take anything that they are offered, because there is drugs being passed on. So when you know how to avoid, and this is what we are doing now, we are empowering people. Yeah, absolutely. We are empowering people by giving them knowledge. So when you have knowledge, you will do away with drugs, because you know it can harm you. The other one is to be sociable. When people want to go clubbing, especially the young people, when they want to go clubbing, some of them will take drugs. So when they get there, you see them doing things they never do before. Why? Because they're already feeling they are high. They are they are in another place. So they feel they're able to talk, because some people are not able to talk in front of others. And that's why I said, let these children come together so that they can know how to be sociable without looking for artificial things to help them to be social. The other one is to relieve pain. In the beginning, I said, when you have pain, you take painkiller, right? And that you can be dependent on it. So pain can make you dependent of drugs or want drugs. Also, removing worries. We know that worries is always with us, because you worry of this, you worry of that, tomorrow of that. So worry is something that will make you take drugs. Many people will say, let me take drugs, or like alcohol. People will say, let me drown my sorrows. Yeah. So they will take the alcohol, thinking when they wake up, they'll feel good. But then what they forget, and what I tell them, is that tomorrow when you wake up, you'll be in the same position and even worse, So if you want to remove worries, please use other means, but don't use drugs. The other one is to stay awake. Like I said, some people would want to stay awake, and that's why you see them chewing mila, taking some other drugs that make you be awake all night, so that when you go out, you can be able to be awake all night without dozing off, without sleeping. And also, like I said, some jobs you want to be awake, and so the people can take drugs. The other one is experiments. Especially for the young people, they see others doing it. And so they feel encouraged, they feel encouraged to do it so that they can experiment and see how it feels. And especially when people are in schools, when people are in university, they are told, you try this and you see how it does. And especially when people are under exams, because of that anxiety, because of the stress, what people do, they might take drugs so that they feel a bit mellowed or chilled. And because mental health has there's mental illness, or many types of mental illness, and some of them, they feel, oh, I'm not able to concentrate in class and whatever. So there's some medication that you can take to be alert. And the other one is, they are prescribed, like I said. Painkillers is no harm when it's used in the right way. So they are prescribed, and so it can become you can become addicted. The other one is availability. And I tell parents, in your home, is there availability of drugs? Because if the parents are taking drugs or they are taking alcohol, it is most likely, and most of the people have come and told us, it was available at home. So I was able to access it. Because if a child is able to go to the fridge, or to the storeroom and they find these things, they're going to take them.
Of
And who
course.
are you going to blame? You can't blame anyone because they were introduced at home. So availability is very, very important. So I urge the parents, even if you have to take it, because I'm not here to say don't take it. If you have to take it, make sure it's not in front of your children, because all children are different. So some others might be able to take it because they are seeing it, others are able to stop, but because you don't know whether your child is able to stop, so please make sure there is no availability. The other one is boredom. When people are bored, they turn to drugs. So make sure you keep yourself entertained, keep the family entertained, go on holidays, go on short breaks, go on seaside, go doing activities, if it's a church. Make sure that people are engaged in various ways, because when people are bored, they can turn to drugs. The other one is peer pressure, I mentioned. In university, in schools, or even at workplaces or wherever it is, peer pressure. Take, see how you feel. Try this. Peer pressure is another problem. The other cause is enjoyment. Like I say, when people are going out, they want to feel good about themselves, and so they take drugs so that they can enjoy all night. So it's good to be careful with that. The other one is to relieve stress. Like I say, stress, can make people take drugs because they feel, if I take drugs, I sleep. And then when I sleep, at least I forget that problem at that moment, or I feel a bit released. But what I always tell people, you'll feel it, but it's just short-lived. Because when you wake up, or when it wears off, because it doesn't last for a long time, you are back to the square one, or even worse. And God bless you. Those are the few points I can tell our people.
Wow. Do you know, I'm listening, and this is very, very educative. This is information that needs to be heard way out in the world. I am just wondering, you are here, you are tuned. Have you shared? Don't be selfish. Just click that button. If you're on YouTube, please share widely. If you're on Facebook, your own page, please share. This message needs to be heard, because like I said right at the beginning, the word of God says that my people perish because of lack of knowledge. Here we have the information. I did not know most of the things that my sister, Mrs. Gevenji, is giving us today. And we need to know it, because we've got children, you've got grandchildren, you've got friends, you've got neighbors. Don't say, my children are grown up. Don't say, you don't know. If you are not in that field, I can tell you, my brother, my sister, you do not know. So why am I saying this? Share. And thank you so much, our Reverend, Mr. Reverend Munyoroku, and your wife. I can see you are saying thanks, Sister Lucy and Madam Councillor, for the powerful educative session. We are receiving you loud and clear. Blessings. We are blessed. Amen. Now, there's a question, Lucy, here. Can drug addiction lead to other mental disorders?
Yes. And that's why we try to have this kind of sessions, because if you avoid drugs, because like I said, we are all wired differently. Yeah, our body chemistry is different. So you can take drugs, I take drugs, I might end up in a ward while you don't. Wow. So that's why it's good to be careful, because our bloods and our genetics are all different. So when you take drugs, it can lead to other mental health illnesses. There are many of them. We are not going to talk about them, but they can lead to mental illness. And that's why I said, when you come to me because of a mental disorder, when I'm assessing you, I will have to ask this question. Do you use drugs? Do you smoke? Do you drink alcohol? Yeah, because that will inform my assessment. Because sometimes, even some people, it might not be a full mental disorder, but some others is because of the drugs, because some drugs can make you psychotic. And that's why you have had many people, they've jumped out of the window, or they put themselves in a very dangerous position, because when you take some of these drugs, you feel on top of the world. So you start doing very, very, what would I call them, weird or very bad behaviors. You understand? Which can be very risky. So yeah, drug can make you have a mental disorder. So it's very careful. And that's why I'm so happy to see that in your chat, your viewers have come, all of them, from young to old. Grandparents have come, because it's good. Even if your children are not able to note, you as a grandparent can note. and then you'll be able to help that person. And with mental health, because obviously sometimes it can be genetic, even if in your family you might have mental health problems, yeah, if you avoid something like drugs, then you might get away with it. But if you in your line there is some mental health problems and you take drugs, then you can end up having mental health problems. And like I said, when you come to me, the question I'll ask you, is there a family history of mental health? Yeah. And then I've asked you, have you taken drugs? Then I can now start seeing you might start getting something that you didn't need to get.
Put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah. So that's a very good question.
Right. A quick one now. I don't know whether you finish. I've got a few questions. I'll skip some. My friend Duta is asking, I have heard about prescription drugs, which you mentioned that they can be addictive. You mentioned that, yes. How would we know that someone is addicted to this, paracetamol or whatever prescriptions? And do they follow the same process of rehabilitation? If one is addicted to, can no one be addicted? Yes. You did say one can be addicted to prescription. But how would we know? Because if they are prescription ones, how would we know that, they're addicted?
Yeah, it's a very good question. Yes, so people can be addicted, like I said in the beginning, by a prescription drug. How can we know? Let's say somebody started having some paracetamol, but it's become an everyday thing, because every painkiller or prescription is not longer term, especially the ones that can make you addicted to them. They are not long term. Some of them will tell you it will just be for 28 days. And after that, you cannot be given anymore. So 28 days is gone. The GP is saying the pain should have gone. Why is it still there? Because you're demanding another pack. So that is the way you start knowing, my family member, my wife, my husband, something is not right here. And so that is how you can know. And even my children tell me, because when I see them taking paracetamol, I say, I hope it's not become an addiction. So it's good to note that, yeah, it can be, you can be addicted to it, but how to know is the regular use. Yeah, even if it's prescribed, is only for a short period of time. And the doctor will tell you, you've had enough. If you feel you've had enough, but you're still needing more, then start asking. Because what happens is that if it's not working, then we try something else. If that is not working, we try something else. But some people, you try everything, but the pain is still there. So that's when you start thinking, are they addicted to this? So that's a very good question.
Wow. Viewers, it's another session of Beacon of Hope Friday Special Edition. I am your host, Councillor Elizabeth Kangeve. And tonight you have a guest, Mrs. Lucy Gevenji, who is in that line of medical. That's not my line, and she's doing very, very well, answering your questions and actually informing us, empowering us, and teaching us on the misuse and the effects of drugs use and alcohol. Now, quickly, I'll go to another question because I know we don't have so much time. What are some of the protective factors that parents can put in place? I know you've mentioned a few, like checking in children's rooms, bags, and but what are some of the other protective measures that you would advise parents? I believe now this is more for parents, but even those who are not parents, maybe by God's time, you will be parents. So you better be equipped well in advance.
Yes, so one of the factors or one of the things that we can put in place is attending sessions like this. These empowerment sessions, this is one of it. Because like you said, it doesn't have to be your child. It can be your grandchild. It can be your cousin. It can be your niece. It can be somebody in your church. It can be someone in your community. Where you are in Dagenham, you need to know how you can be able to support this person. So it's when you are a teacher. Yeah. So those are the things, for us. That's how we can be able to protect them by the knowledge, like we said, knowledge. The other thing is, the parent should help the child or the person to build confidence, because we said one of the factors is lack of confidence. And I said very well, like in our church, we try very much to involve our young people, to get involved in every activity in the church so that they can build that confidence. Because when you build the confidence, then you won't feel like the need of taking anything to boost your confidence. So let's start from home. You see a child and you're thinking, there's something not right with this person. They don't want to go out. They want to be left indoors all the time. They are not, we're not saying people to be talkative, but at least they are not social. So just for the parents, make sure that you give them opportunities to build that confidence. If you see there's sessions Because I know there's so many people who, even like Janet is very good in the community, because she has sessions where she says young people come and meet, and talk about things. So that's why it's very good for us as a community to come together and help our children to build confidence. And Councillor, we were talking, and you said that you need to start thinking even how in the community, how we can create activities to help these young people. The other one is parents listening to their children. Because here, especially in the UK or in United States or wherever, we become very busy because our jobs are very demanding. So I'm very tired, I was on a night, I don't want to hear. The child want to tell you, I've been bullied in school, because bully can make you start even taking drugs or being put into that you're not supposed to be. So the child will be coming to tell you, I have problems in school, but you don't have time. So please, parents, listen to your child. Church leaders, I've seen our reverend there, listen to the young people in your church, because they might just want to say how they are suffering, what they are going through, and you might just be able to help them just having that listening ear. So parents, teachers, all the community people, let's listen to our young people and we'll help them. The other one is strong family bonds, e.g. engaging them with activities together. Because sometimes, as I said, when we are so busy, we don't have that time to bond together, and do activities together. So please, even if you don't have money, because I'm not saying these activities, they need money. Though they don't need money, just go to the park. Tomorrow is Saturday. Yeah, just create time. If it's not raining, I hear tomorrow it might be raining. Just go to the park and do activities with your children, because if you listen to even church school pupils, you hear them saying, oh, my dad wasn't available for me, my mom is not available for me. And when the child grow knowing that at home I'm not listened to, nobody cares about me, nobody's taking time with me, then that is why they end up falling into the wrong hands. So make sure there's good family bonds at home. The other one is experience of strong parent monitoring with clear family rules. Let us have clear rules. Don't say because I'm in wherever, in the third world country, I'm going to let my child run loose. No, have rules. We are all from Kenya, most of us who are listening. And also, even if you are not from Kenya, you are from somewhere and you had your rules.
Yes.
The best, if there's something that was good, please use it for your children. It's not because you hate them, but it's because you want them to follow the right rule. Because if a child is saying something and you are agreeing with it, and it is not right, because you're saying, I don't want to say much because they're going to tell the social services, you're not helping that child. You're telling them, I'm telling you this. If you want to report to social services, it's for your own good now. Because if you don't, then you're going to end up maybe in care. But I'm just helping you. And I'm sure that many parents whose maybe children have gone wrong, they'll be saying, I wish I had this, because then I would have put those measures a long time ago. The other one, like I said, is family involvement in the children's life. Make sure you have time with your child. Not just for homework, because I know that for now, many parents are just there for homework. Even after homework, take time with your child, watch TV together, do activities together. The other one is having good mentors. Do we have good mentors? Community, I'm listening, I'm talking to you. Are we good mentors? When our young people look at us, what do they say? Do they see, I want to become like that? Or do they listen, or they say, no, I can't listen? So let us be good mentors and good role models. Counselor, you're a very good role model. You are a lady. You have done very well in the United Kingdom. Becoming a counselor, becoming a mayor, that is a big achievement. And now becoming a member of parliament. I know you very well, so I know the things, the hats you wear. Yeah, so we need good role models so that our children can see, even if we are Kenyans in a foreign land, I can become. Yeah, I can go to the best university. I can go to the best school. So be careful with being good role models. Anchors and mentoring program. Like I said, all of us, whoever has an opportunity to have a mentoring group, make sure that these children are mentored properly. The other one is strong boards, like I said, with the community activities. Just, e.g. church activities, leisure center activities, and youth program. Community leaders, you, Councillor, being one of them. Church leaders, can we have community activities for these young people? Because when we engage them, they will not go to the long hands. When we don't, they'll go to look for these things I've mentioned outside, and you don't know what they are going to get. So those are the things I can say, that as parents, as grandparents, as community leaders, as church leaders, as brothers, sisters, as wives, as husbands, because this problem, and like somebody said, this is a problem that can face anyone, whether you are a wife or a husband. And all these signs, you can see them in your partner. So we need to create those, because sometimes you'll be saying, oh, my husband doesn't want to spend time with me. Find out what's happening. Yeah, sometimes it's because you're not creating time for that bond. And then they start doing their own thing. Before we know it, they have joined the clubs for drinking or for taking drugs. So it is for all of us. If you have a husband, if you have a wife, you have children, make sure you create time. And thank you, Counselor. That is what I can say for the reasons why and what we can put in place. And there's much more, but those are the little ones, or the
wow, my sister. You have got a wealth of knowledge in this topic. I mean, those of us who are missing, I have no idea why we are not here. Now, one thing, you've thrown a challenge, and I had already mentioned to you, and I said I'm going to talk to a few of the leaders here. I mean, everybody is a leader in their own ways. Don't just say because I am just a political leader, it's only that I've put myself forward. There are so many other leaders who are doing so many things quietly. It's only that some of us politicians are a bit loud and, yes, but thank you so much. Now, I'm really, very, very excited to have you as part of what we're going to form in my new role in the cabinet. I am the cabinet member for disabled people, and I'm looking at people who are taking drugs, and particularly in Barking and Dagenham. So that comes in very, very handy. And we had already discussed that we are going to get a few people to work with. And this has been such a great platform where we can get young people, older people, parents, grandparents, and we form. It doesn't necessarily have to be in church. What about those people who are not in churches? Do we leave them out? I am being challenged. I'm challenging even the church leaders and telling them, come on, let's come out. I am looking for a venue where we can do that now, not church-oriented. I'm calling upon Reverend Munyoroko. I'm calling upon my sister, Catherine Jenga. I'm calling upon Mrs. Gevenji. I'm calling upon Chris. I've seen you there. Chris Kirago. Mudaka, I can see you there. We get together. I'll get a venue where we can get all these people. Let us not, because sometimes people will be scared of, oh, it's just church. Those are some minor things. But when you bring them as a community, yes, Gracious Grace, yes, you are there. As a community, because we are mindful of the community. We've put things in church too much. And there is so much. Our children are getting lost. Husbands are getting lost just because they hear is church. Don't forget, this is another way of evangelizing. We win them when we go out there. So once I get the venue in the community, we start this. Let us volunteer. Let us give a bit of our time. I know somebody like Mama God is very good at talking to women. I always call her, and I know this did not start yesterday. I've worked with her. She's excellent. She's got a way of getting around this. Now we have you. Who knew? Look at all the hidden talents that are here. People have got brilliant ideas of things that can be done. Because most of us, what we do, we look at what is my take there. Will there be anything that the government will be giving us? No, let us go to our pockets, pay for those venues, invite our young people, let us teach them. Let us not see them getting lost just because of looking for money. We will regret when that time comes when our children are lost. I mean, I got that point where I thought, you know what? We need to see beyond where we are now. We need to go outside and get our children before they get lost. Get our husbands before they get lost. Get our wives. I've heard of women here. We buried a lady and we were told that she was drowning in drugs and no one knew, in alcohol, in drugs, and there she was. So this is very, very enlightening what you have said. Now, as we wind up, my sister, I know we need you again. We need you. You have not done, it's not fair. I know you have fellowship, you have to go. But as we wind up, I would like you to quickly revisit. There is one major topic that just caught me. The possible indications. Just summarize look at, just, you don't have to, you are explaining, just summarize all the points of the possible indications that a person is using drugs. Just quickly, my dear, please, if you don't mind.
So
that is number 2, and it was so helpful so that people can, I've got my notes. You see me bending, I'm typing, I'm writing my notes because I need this information. Please take it on.
Yeah, as I summarize, and you have said it very well, this is all of us call. Yeah. And what I tell people, I know people are tired of hearing from me with saying this. I always say that we are the factory. We are the factory of the people that we take out. Yeah. We are the factory of the people that we take out. So even in the family, we have done all this, yeah, and protected our children and our family members. And Councillor, we were talking and we are saying that's why we have a lot of gun people carrying guns,
yes.
Carrying knives. They're coming from homes. They're coming from homes, and it's just because of drugs. So if each and every one of us plays a part, like you said, it's not about money. We are not here because of money. We are here because, especially for me, when I see a child, the age of my child, coming to me, they are in uni, they are not able to continue because of these drugs. I feel the pain. And the worst thing is, because these children will say the parents were like that. You understand? The drug was available at home, and so they carried on. You understand? So that's why I feel the pain. And also others say, I was under 10 years, and I'm thinking, under 10 years, and you're starting taking drugs, and your parent did not know. So that's why I'm thanking you for giving us this opportunity for people to start being enlightened so that we can safeguard our community. And like you said about money, it's good to mention, like you said about money, we can work looking for money. But then if there are people we are leaving behind, yeah, those are the ones who are going to start coming, stealing what you have made anyway. So what's the point of that? So let us carry all of us, and we have a good community and a blessed one. So possible indications of drug use, the things to watch out for: changes in behavior, behaving secretly. It could be your husband, it could be your wife. Yeah. So we are not only here limiting young people, aggression. It could be change of friends. It could be having lots of money. It could be lack of money. It could be coordination. It could be unusually sleepy or not sleeping. Loss of interest in self-appearance. Even your wife, she was very smart, like I am now. And Mr. Gedeji starts noticing, she's not combing her hair, she's not putting her makeup, she's not wearing what? Then he should start calling Councillor and saying, Councillor, can you come and speak to my wife?
Take your friend. What's happening to your friend?
What is happening? Although there's other things that can make me not do that, yeah. And then criminal. You see your child is always falling out, in school, at home, the police are always involved. They are falling out of school. They're not going to school, and then finding things in the room. My children told me when I was teaching this one, they had it. They said, "Oh, we didn't know that you've been coming to our room." I said, "It is for your benefit," So, and like I said, please, not because of all this you think somebody is taking drugs. It could be anything else. And I tell people, especially for a wife or a husband, some people have, other things they do with their money, and don't tell them you're taking drugs. So find out what they're doing with the money. They might be buying plots for you. So be careful. Don't say that everybody is taking drugs just because you see some changes in behavior. And God bless you.
Wow. My viewers, I wish we had more time, but this topic is very, very, very helpful to each one of us, those who are watching, those who will watch after this, those who will listen, wherever you are. I believe this topic is very, very helpful for all of us, because these are some of the things that we miss out because there's no one to tell us. And I keep on repeating, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. How shall we know if you don't come to such forums and listen? Some of us think, do you know there's nothing we gain from this? We use our own money, we use our own, but all I gain, and I really feel so good, is when somebody has been helped. This is all we get when we bring the beacon of hope, because it is a forum where it is an avenue where people can learn, people can be changed, all these things, and it is very, very helpful. So once again, beacon of hope, my vision is to inspire, to empower, and even to teach. To inspire, to motivate, to empower, and to teach. So I believe tonight a lot has gone on. And I believe this is not the end. Because you see, my sister, somebody asked whether this one can be related to mental health. Do you also deal with mental health in your department?
Yeah, I do, because that's the field I work in. And I've been working in that field for the last 20 years in the UK. So obviously I've seen a lot, but I work with mental health.
Please, can we book you for next week to come and talk about, continue with this finish and do a bit of mental health, because somebody is asking whether that is related to, that could be part of it. Please, we will talk about that, but we'd like you to come and talk about mental health, because I believe, these are some of the things, these are some of the topics that are very crucial and our people need to hear. I've said tonight, I've learned so much, things that I did not know. And I'm so grateful to God that, I invited you. We just thought, we are only coming for just a few people. And you know what? Just that one person. And, the way you presented it was very well planned, your introduction, the way you've done it, like the way we used to be in teaching. The introduction, the body, and the conclusion, it's beautiful. Everybody has learned a lot. So please, we can think about that coming back next week, looking and finishing that, and then a bit of mental health, because this is your field, and disseminate the information that God has freely given unto you, because freely you have been given, freely you give. Yes, just like I do. This is what I'm a teacher by profession, I'm a counselor, and I'm a community person. This is what I do. God has given me this freely, and so I give back to the community. So thank you so much, Mrs. Gevenji. I do not have enough words to thank you for tonight. You have been such a source of help and wealth of experience in this field, and I hope we can plan to meet again on Friday, same time, because you see, people ask you here, they don't want to go. They're saying it's a wonderful topic. They are still learning. They were expecting us to go for 2 hours. Sometimes we come here and we go for 2 hours. But my viewers, unfortunately, Mrs. Gevenji, we have to go. There's fellowship tonight, and it's under Barking and Dagenham. So
I know I invited.
Not uninvited. We will share the links. Yeah, let us go. Because after this, we also need to feed the spiritual man. Yes, the spiritual man needs to be fed. So it's not just this. We need all these things. This one, we do it outside church. And that is why I've said I am planning this. We need to go out of our way. We need to have sessions where we can invite our young people. I'm not just talking about Barking and Dagenham, but particularly our community. We need forums where we can come and sit and hear these kind of talks. Even parents need to be taught. You've heard it tonight. Parents, grandparents, young people, all ages. We all need to learn this. So thank you once again. I'm really so proud of you, and I'm so glad that you are here. You've shared, you've poured your heart out, not keeping anything. So may the Lord bless you. And I wish to thank my brother Francis Gevenji for allowing you to be here. You could be somewhere else tonight. Your children too. The minister, Reverend Munyoroku, he allowed you to come over. He could have said, no, that one is just going to the church. And even my viewers tonight for being here. Thank you so much for those of us who have shared and those who will share after this. And because we need so many people to hear this, may the Lord bless you. Thank you. Thank you all so much. Like I said, I do not have the right words to thank my sister, because this has been such a powerful session, because it's part of growing up. And we have heard that even older people are falling prey to this. And, what better words than what Mrs. Gevenji has said. So thank you. Till we meet next week. And by the way, before we leave tomorrow, we are not meeting for Beacon of Hope. I know I've got my fans, my viewers of Beacon of Hope with Bishop BK. We'll be away tomorrow. So unfortunately, we will not have our usual Beacon of Hope. But on Sunday, we resume. We will be back on Sunday for church service. And on Sunday, unfortunately, again, we are meeting at 3. So mark the dates, mark the changes, and then we go back. So thank you so much. Till next week for another show. And I believe we will have Mrs. Gevenji back. Yes, I will demand this now. I will wear my hat as her counselor so that she comes back and teaches all this. So thank you so much. We really, really appreciate you. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord guide you. May the Lord continue using you. We are told that we all cannot go and preach at the pulpit. You have preached to someone tonight. This is another forum that God is using. So till next time, everybody, have a good night. Have a blessed weekend. Take care of yourselves. Remember, the announcement went out that now we have freedom, but watch it. It's up to you. Make your own decision. If you have to wear masks wherever you are going, there's no harm in that. I'm wearing my mask wherever I go. So please watch out. COVID is still very much around. With the freedom, please watch it. Decide for yourself. Know what you need to do. Be careful. So it's up to you to make up your decision. Till next week. Love you. God bless you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Do you have a word to tell your people? I can see Stephen Mwangi. You want to say?
Yeah, I'll say thank you, my brother-in-law's tuning from Somalia. God literally bless you, and all of you who tuned in, all our viewers tonight. We are so grateful even for listening to me and giving me your time and making good comments. May God literally bless you. And I hope that we are going to build a very good community, like Councillor is saying, because we need a community that is empowered, you know, and is able to help one another. So thank you, Councillor. Continue bringing different topics so that we can help ourselves, because tomorrow I'll learn something else. Like I said, when I needed my child to be taught, you did it. And look at what she's done. So we are all here to help one another. And if community people call us, let us join together, because it's not about one person. It's about the community and making sure nobody is taking drugs. God bless you all.
You have not thanked your darling. I don't want to get in trouble. You have not thanked your reverend. You get yourself in trouble after this.
Thank you, Mr. Gethenji. This is your name I'm using, so I need to say thank you for allowing me this moment to come and talk to these people, because you know my passion. He knows my passion, and he allowed when he had you calling me. So thank you. And my children as well, they are aware, they are listening, they know I'm doing this, they are praying for me, and they are also happy. They know, because they say, oh, we didn't know that you come to our rooms and check. And when they're coming in their house, I have to see their eyes, whether they are struggling or what. So yeah, very, very thank you. Reverend Munyoroku, thank you for coming to tune in and supporting. And and he's the one who exposed me last time when we were doing this in church. So many people have heard this, and thank you for giving me that opportunity, because we know when we help the church, we have helped the community. So that's why many churches come together. We help them, we help the community. God bless you.
So once again, it's been a beautiful show. It's Beacon of Hope Friday special edition with your host, Councillor Elizabeth Kanyede, Mrs. Bishop BK, and we have come to the end. Kindly share so that everybody else who comes after this can follow you, can watch, can listen, because it's been Mrs. Gethenji. God bless you. Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you. So viewers, this has been mind-blowing. This has been beautiful. I'll talk to my sister once again, because I want to make sure that, that she is here. She has no choice now. She has to come back. She has set a very high pace. And like I said, people say that drugs sometimes can be associated with mental health issues. Let us hear from her side of story, because that is the department she works for. So till next week. We wish you all the best. Have a blessed weekend. Wherever you are enjoying. Those of you in UK and other places, we are enjoying lovely summer. Those in Kenya, enjoying Baridi. We cannot help you for now. We are in our summer enjoying. And those people in the Arab Emirates, Tesrecha, I can see you. I know it's very hot. You told me it's very, very hot, and a few others. Barikiweni sana. I could go on and on and on. We love you. God bless you. Take care of yourselves. It's Beacon of Hope signing off from the London Borough of Buckingham Dagenham. Till next time, God bless you. Thank you. I remind you once again, if you're sending support back to Kenya, the easiest way, the most convenient way, the highest rate of exchange, tap.
Niajiwase. TapTap Send Money Transfer has launched its app in Kenya. Send money to M-Pesa and Kenyan bank accounts. Send money quickly at the best rate. Hustle-free. Available in the UK, France, Italy, Spain, Netherlands, Belgium, and Germany. To Maki too.
Thank you. Good night. God bless. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.